thank you. Thank you.
برای توی کوچه رقصیدن، برای ترسیدن به وقت بوسیدن، برای خواهرم خواهرت خواهرامو، برای تغییر مغزها که پوسیدن، برای شرمندگی، برای بیپولی، برای حسرت یک زندگی معمولی، برای کودک زباله‌گرد و آرزوهاش، برای این اقتصاد دستوری، برای این هوای آلوده، برای ولیعصر و درخت‌های فرسوده، برای پیروز و احتمال انقراضش، برای سگ‌های بیگناه مندوده، برای گریه‌های بی‌وقفه، برای تصویر تکرار این لحظه، برای چهره‌ای که میخنده، برای دانش آموزا، برای آینده، برای این بهشت اجباری، برای نخبه‌های زندانی، برای کودکان افغانی، برای این همه برای غیر تکراری، برای این همه شعارهای توبانی، برای آوار خونه‌های پوشانی، برای احساس آرامش، برای خورشید پس از شبای طولانی، برای بازهای اعصاب و بیخوابی، برای مرد میهن آبادی، برای دختری که آرزو داشت پسر بود، برای زن زندگی آزادی، برای آزادی، برای آزادی، برای آزادی، برای آزادی، برای آزادی، برای آزادی.
Wow. Solemn times.
So many people have died in this revolution in Iran.
I know.
So many young women who
Children
were beaten and tortured just because she was refusing to wear hijab. So
it's insane what's going on today. You know, I was saying to you at the top of the show, this is an unbelievable news day. Just all of the things going on at the moment and all the things that are compounding right now. It's like, where do we even begin? Where do we begin?
Chuck, you know, I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but
No.
These are passionate times. We are seeing right now the fall. Is it the fall of Tehran or is it the rise of Tehran? I got to watch the way I speak about it, because I'm saying, you know, we're talking about Iran, Tehran is falling. It looks like the Supreme Leader Khamenei is going to be fleeing to Moscow.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Moscow's going to fall.
It's looking that way. But I also saw that the Russians are fleeing their embassy in Iran.
And Israel.
Yeah, Israel. And of course in Iran, the international airport was shut down in Tehran. Their internet has been shut down. We know how devastating that is, what that does. It's more than just communication. So much is dependent on the internet right now. So that's gravely serious. All the people dying, all the protesting in the streets right now, all the chaos around the world, lunatic leaders, including our own.
And it's really important for people to realize, to get past the clutter and get past the propaganda on all sides. There's propaganda on both sides, and understand that this was planned years ago.
Yes.
That everything you're witnessing right now was foreseen by supercomputers years ago.
I'm amazed how prophetic Grok was when you did this in
Mm.
2023?
It's painful, actually. It's painful to see this because
Sure.
we know what's coming. We know what's been planned. We know we can't avoid it.
No.
Um,
It's almost like it's a necessary evil that has to take place
right.
before things can ever get better, like a purge.
Uh-huh. So I don't think Trump being in the White House, this would have happened. You know what? I wish this was happening under a Harris presidency.
Oh God, yes, for a multitude of reasons. A multitude of reasons. We would have had at least somebody competent,
Mhm.
somebody in charge, somebody who knew what she was doing.
Right. Harris would understands that Iran has to fall.
Mhm.
Harris understands that Putin, for the safety of the world, has to be dismantled.
Yeah,
She this was accepted by Biden. Biden was on that trajectory. He had publicly come out with his 3 phases, which were identical to this. So
yeah,
Harris would have continued on. She would not have fought her intelligence agencies. And I am not upset about the fact that this is happening because we've
mhm,
had years, we've known where the intelligence agencies were headed.
right,
They were just thinking in terms of least amount of deaths calculated by supercomputers. You're going to have to do this if you don't want people to continue to die in Ukraine. Even if we made a deal, for example, with Putin, there's nothing to say he wouldn't come back again for an extra slice of cake after we get to cease fire and he's able to rebuild his military.
sure,
So this is something that logical people working with computers accept as non-negotiable.
right,
Putin will be removed. Putin has to be removed.
yeah,
He's a global threat. He's an existential threat. You can talk publicly about how we're trying
mhm,
to do a deal, but so far, the supercomputers have been shockingly accurate.
yeah. Well, the supercomputers also remove all emotion, all
That's
human
correct.
emotion from this.
That's
Just
right.
lay it out exactly for what it is, and we certainly know how that can colorize things. And like Trump is a master at that, at manipulating our emotions. He's thankfully losing his powers, but it was pointed out. I think it was Heather Cox Richardson. She was saying with Trump, we never know what he's going to do, or if anyone's even going to stop him. He's so erratic, and the whole world knows this. And of course, that's how they're thinking of America right now: very erratic, very out of control. Nobody knows where we're going, so that destroys trust.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got
Sure
stuff
do.
going on in Congress. We have hit the 5-month mark where a voice in my head said Trump would be finished, and we have reached a lame duck presidency.
We
And I think
have.
it's official today that we have, in fact, hit that lame duck presidency. Can you talk a little bit about that? And we'll go into
Well,
it more as we go
there's
through the
several things
show.
we can talk about, but I mentioned at the top, we were doing our pre-show about
Right.
an hour ago on the news. It was revealed that Trump had given an interview to the New York Times, and the reporter said, "Mr. Trump, are there any limits to your global power?" And Trump said, "Yes, only my mind and my morality." And I just thought, and yeah, he said that's the only thing that can stop me. And I thought right there, get the 25th Amendment out right now, if that's the way his thinking is. So that off the top. But then we also saw today that thankfully the tax subsidies for the Affordable Care Act were extended for another 3 years, and 17 Republicans defected in favor of that, which is all the more indicative of how Trump's power is eroding, his hold on Congress, the
And
Republicans.
Senate stopping the war with Venezuela.
Yes,
You want
thank
to talk
you.
a little bit about that?
Well, I'm trying to remember the specifics of that. There have been so many things to cover today, but I saw that they did vote to curtail his powers, his abilities, as far as further invading Venezuela. But Whimsy, do you know the specifics?
Yeah, I think it was 5 Republicans that voted.
Yeah, I
So it
knew there
was
were
52 to,
defections.
I think it was something like 50, more than that, 52 to 48 or something like that. So today, officially, he became lame duck. He's not
Yeah,
going to be able to get any legislation in.
it certainly looks that way because
He's
for the
been stopped. And the other
yeah,
thing that I would say is, if you're looking at what's going on in Europe, the message is very clear, at least how I interpret it. Either we get control of this nut job, or Europe's going to come in and take control
oh
of the
yeah,
world.
that was one of the things that came up for us when we were doing our readings on the Tuesday show about the
Right,
power of NATO. You know,
right.
the big eight. If he dares to do what he wants to do with Greenland, you know, Greenland's part of NATO. You know, we're supposed to be allies. We're supposed to be protecting Greenland, and no, everybody knows. You know, Heather Cox Richardson calls him a wackadoodle. Trump, a wackadoodle. She said everybody knows what a wackadoodle Trump is. His reputation is so bad right now. Everybody knows he's losing his mind. He's incompetent. He's crazy.
Yes. Well, Chuck, before we get the show started, there's so much to talk about. Let's go ahead and see who all is here, where they're
Yes.
from. Tell us a little bit about where you're coming from. How's your weather in your part of the world?
Oh my gosh.
And are you having margaritas with us? Are we having margaritas tonight?
I wish. All I've got is stupid water here. You know?
Are we go? By the way, you need to talk to me about your astrology when you wanted to go on that vacation. I know that we're going to have Joyce Beatrice back.
Well, yeah, we are. We just got to work out some technical difficulties, you know, as far as her Wi-Fi, you know, getting her a better headpiece, microphone, but that's easy stuff. And
yeah, I would love to hear when she feels you should take that magical.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to her because I figure, you know, let's get her advice. She's got my chart. When would be the best optimal time, safest time to be traveling? And hopefully she will agree, like around this spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
who's here? Who's all here?
Oh, of course. That's what we were going to do. I'm sorry. My head is so full today. I have spent this whole day reading news and trying to take notes. Like, how are we going to summarize this today? But anyway, we have Ann Coleman, 6064, Brenda Rakestraw, Gigi Pardo Lord, our fabulous Joel Tilson, our floor
director. Thank you so much.
We so appreciate you. And I see you've already got questions here for us. We have Tavi. We have, let me scroll down some further here. Lots of Joel Tilson here. We have Lisa Turner, 2035. We have the Heidi Christensen. Hello there. Thank you for all your lovely love and comments. Rockin' Pony Lady. Let's see. More Heidi, more Joel. Okay, we have Susan Louis, 3155. Oh, Joyce Petrus. Hi, y'all. Hey,
wow.
Joyce, we were just talking about you, how much we love you and we want you back on the show.
Yes, we got to get your earbuds taken care of.
Yeah, I'm going to give you a call sometime soon. We're just going to work through this and see what we need to do. And
yes,
so
Chuck,
you found your book.
I found my book. Has everybody gotten a chance to check out the new book for our Book of the Month Club? Chuck and I have a Book of the Month Club. It's The Trouble with Truth, a memoir. Man, is this a good book. And she's a great writer. Elizabeth Kelly Stevenson, she will be in our studios. I believe it's January 20th. Is that correct?
I believe that's correct. You know, I'm just getting into the beginning of the book, but already I can see it is very well written. And you and I both love good writers. She's a good writer.
You know, why does life have to be so damn hard and such a struggle? That's the thing. You know, like you read books like this and you think about it's so easy to become an unbelievably defensive person. Who here feels that they can sometimes be overly defensive? Do you ever sit and meditate and say, oh my God, I've sabotaged so many relationships because I refused to admit to my mistakes, or because I was too defensive, or because I had trouble with the truth, you know, my own imperfections, the lies I tell myself, or
every one of us.
Yeah.
Not a one of us. It's human nature.
I think meditations, one of the things she gets into is the journey of self-healing, self-reflection, meditation. I think just being willing to sit with ourselves and spend time with ourselves. So many people try to avoid themselves, you know, Chuck?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. It can be very frightening. I always look at it as gifts. It's one of the reasons I have loved journal writing. I've done journal writing for decades. It's one of the best ways to see yourself in third person, as other people will see you. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think she goes really into that, the maturity of not just being so reactive and willing to look at your stuff.
Yeah.
But one of the things I've noticed about you, Chuck, is that you really are an artist. I know when that COVID hit and I was so worried about you, and he was happy as a clam. He was like, "Oh, sketching." He was like, "I have returned to my passions as an artist."
Oh, I was happy.
And he had all these breakthroughs as an artist as well.
Yeah. It was all the things I couldn't do because of my day job. That was consuming most of my energy, most of my emotional and mental bandwidth.
You were so happy when you quit.
Oh my God! When I got
Well, he
laid
didn't quit
off,
working for me, but he quit his other job.
yeah, I didn't quit. I got laid off because of COVID, and that's when we thought it was going to be for maybe 2 weeks or so. We didn't know it was going to go on for months and months, and then I was never going to get my job back. But I got a phone call 7 o'clock that night. My boss, very apologetic, feeling terrible. I'm so sorry, but we have to do this. We're having to do this with almost everyone, blah, blah, blah. There was like a moment of sorrow. And then I was like, I don't have to go into work tomorrow. I don't have to be up at 4:45 in the morning tomorrow. I can actually sleep in. But you know what I did the next day? I got out of bed and I went right to work for myself. Because I knew I wanted to revamp my portfolio. I wanted to get a website going. I had all these projects that I could now do. And because I'm a Cancer, we're homebodies.
Oh, that's right.
I am actually somebody who loves being at home, being home with my cat, Sasha, having my books, my music, catch up on the movies on TV, meditate. I'm never at a loss of things to do. I am someone you will never hear me say the words, I'm bored. I am never bored. And so
if I'm bored, it means that the house needs to get clean.
Yes. So, I'm acknowledging,
people.
I'm acknowledging that the pandemic was a very, very tragic time. It was difficult for many. So I don't want to make light of that, but I think I made the most of it. I have another friend who did the very same thing. We just Anastasia. Yeah, we looked at it as prime time.
What a lovely woman she is. We should have her on sometime.
We should. She would love to do the show. I'll ask her.
Yes, I know that she's quite the psychic as well. So
yes, she is. She's very intuitive. But it was my time to also just work with you. Branch out my own shows and stuff. It's been a very fertile period for me these last 5 years.
Yes, I've seen that. Well, let's go ahead. We're going to bring in the M-Paz prayer, and then we will blitz away. We'll try to get to as many questions as possible. Of course, a blitz is a couple of cards and a quick answer, usually under 5 minutes. So I don't know. I'm hoping we can get through a lot of questions today. I have a client at 6:25, so I'll probably we'll only be able to stay for like an hour or so.
Okay. We'll do it. We're here.
So if you would like to receive a healing from the group tonight, you can go ahead and give us your name or the name of the person you would like us to pray for, and they can be included in our prayers today as we bring in the M-Paz prayer. Let's say it together. Okay. All right. Okay. I want to call on white light protection for myself and this community as we ask permission from Spirit to access the Akashic records. We call on our spirit guides and our good angels to be with us. Please give us the clarity and the wisdom that is needed to empower all of us on our journeys to make the best decisions for ourselves, our families, the planet, the people we love, but also to help those that we may have strife with. And together collectively as a community, we say Amen.
Amen.
And for those of you today who are requesting a healing, we come together at this time and we pray. We pray that you and those you love receive a perfect healing in mind, body, and in spirit. And together again, collectively, we say Amen, Amen, Amen.
Amen.
May all souls be healed.
May all souls be healed.
All right. I love it. Okay. We've got a lot going on.
Yeah.
So first
Um,
up is the woman that was killed. We want to talk a little bit about.
yes.
She was the mother of 3 children, I believe.
Mother of 3 children. She had just dropped off her 6-year-old child at school, shot in the head in her car. And you know what disgusted me was the way our government, Kristi Noem, the way she lied about it, the way Trump lied about it. Well, the ICE person was trying to protect themselves when the video does not show any of that. She was getting conflicting information. She was just trying to get away.
Either that or she was trying to move her car.
Yeah, it might have been as simple as that.
I mean, I think she changed it out of whatever, and then it rolled a little, but she wasn't.
Yeah.
There was no intention. She was not a violent person.
Oh, not at all. Not at
She
all.
was, I believe, active in her church.
I saw that.
And
She sounded like she was a very good, gentle woman.
yeah, very pretty young woman, and I guess she had had a difficult life. Her husband had died. He had been a vet, evidently.
Really? Oh,
Yeah,
my
so
goodness.
she was trying to create a new life for herself, and unfortunately, it did not.
I'm thinking about those 3 children.
Yeah,
How traumatic.
absolutely, absolutely.
They're setting up memorials for her right now in Minneapolis. And did you hear what the mayor of Minneapolis said?
No, what did he say?
Well, normally I don't use the F word on here, but I think because it's newsworthy, he said, ICE, get the fuck out of our city. Said that in the press conference. Yeah, there's a lot of outrage right now, and it's justifiable outrage.
Remember when I talked about, mark my words, when Congress comes back after the vacation, they will immediately go into civil war, and we're going to see fighting.
Yes, you did say that.
We're going to see that denial gives birth to anger and then fear. And it's going to be, as they become increasingly hysterical with the realization that this president is insane.
Well, it's interesting to me also how it's being mirrored around the world, like what's going on in Iran right now, all this uprising, upheaval, but yeah, it's definitely civil war. Even, our wonderful Joyce Petrus said January is going to be a roller coaster of a month. Just get ready. I don't know, Joyce, if you have any comments you can give us right now, but this is going to set off a firestorm. I mean, there is so much anger right now, so much fear over what was unjustly done to that mother of 3 children. And then the response, the way our government just callously lied about it when it's right there on video.
So this is setting up a conflict now between the House, between Congress,
yes,
and the president, and so Congress will eventually have to go to war with Trump. I mean, it's inevitable.
Yes, it's inevitable.
If you study energy, this guy's a lame duck, and you can be sure that he's going to pout and do whatever he can to consolidate power because
he's a master manipulator. But it's probably not going to work anymore.
Yeah, and he can't accept the fact that he's now a lame duck.
Yeah, House passing that act, 17 Republicans defecting. What we were talking about earlier about how the Republicans stood up to him to limit his powers as international powers with Venezuela. They're realizing they've got to save their collective asses right now. Not that they're going to get reelected in the midterms, but they've got to do some immediate rehabilitation if they have even a chance.
Let's go ahead and let's look at whether or not Trump is going to veto. I think he's going to veto it, and that people are done with him. He doesn't send anything. He tears things apart.
Yeah, I think it's apparent. I almost don't even have to look at cards or pendulum to know this, but let's see.
Well, I can go first. I mean, the main thing is that Trump is just losing power. This 9 of Swords, lack of control, up at night. That guy has sleep disturbances, his opposition, his mind is all over the place. Look at this. Look at this guy.
Yeah.
He's a basket case.
People don't take him seriously anymore, if they ever did.
His fear is cooperation in the House. Look at that. The Two of Cups is what he fears, and the death of his legacy.
Yeah.
He's in bad shape. I don't know. What are you getting, Chuck?
Well, first of all, I've said I don't even need to ask the cards or the pendulum, but I asked the pendulum. I go, yes, he's going to, of course, try to veto everything. That's just him. But the actuality is, I got cards exhaustion. Everybody is just tired of this. They're tired of it. They're fed up with it. And people are getting back to their priorities. Like I was saying, like the Republicans, they're getting back to, hey, we got to take care of ourselves now. Otherwise, we're going to go down the ship with him. We're going to go down the tubes also. So it's about their priorities. And the other card, and I forgot to hold this one up, but yeah, death. And I'm not saying this is literally a death, but definitely the death of his presidency. It's just what you're saying, lame duck.
This is the
It's
point.
over. Yeah.
Right. At 5 months, this is the point where we start to see people rising up against him from both parties. And it's going to make it very difficult for him to do much of anything.
Well, I also think what happened in Minneapolis, and also, wasn't there a shooting in Portland today?
Two.
I think there is such anger bubbling now. It's like a pressure cooker. I mean, the people are speaking up. And you know how I've been having in my channeled messages like Eleanor Roosevelt, Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, they've all been saying the same thing. People, your power is so much stronger than this very weak man in the White House. Collectively, we are so strong. And so all this anger is boiling to the surface. People aren't going to take this much longer.
Speaking of not taking it much longer, phase 4, according to the advice of the supercomputers, we spoke with 3 different AIs, and they all came to the same conclusion. For the safety of the planet, Putin has to be removed.
Yes.
That the longer he goes unremoved, the greater there's a global threat to nuclear war and to World War III. So basically, the computer says we have no choice. He must be removed. Well, to prove this point, Putin launched ICBM missiles near Poland today. What are you feeling about that, Chuck? Because I'm feeling like I want to tear my hair out. Why is this taking so long?
I know. Well, why am I thinking of that cliche? Good things come to people who wait. I'm sorry. I'm not making light of it, but it's like, it feels like it's still happening. It's just not happening as fast as we would like for it to happen. Now, in 2023, the Grok said that he's the most dangerous man in the world. You feel that still is true in this moment?
Yeah, I went back and checked. The only thing that Grok said that he would change is that efforts to get Hamas to go to a host country have failed. And so they should begin with phase 3. And that's why Netanyahu and Trump agreed to go ahead and start phase 3, because that's what the computers are saying to do. And when I checked, that's what the computers had said to do. So their data is the same. Everybody's looking at the same data. The 8200 uses the Colossus computer. That's the security team for IDF. So everybody's looking at, there's no secrets here. If you want to keep people, if you want to remove the risk of a nuclear war, you have to take the wing nut out of Moscow. And the same is true for the nut job, in Tehran, who is not going to stop building his nuclear weapons. And this is something that Barack Obama has said. Barack Obama tried so hard to work with this guy in Iran, gave him all this stuff in good faith, and the only thing he did was he used the weapons to build up Hezbollah to attack people in Lebanon, Syria, and Israel. So the data always comes back the same way. This is not something you can negotiate. You can't pay them to go away. And in fact, if you pay them, if you look at what the computer said, there was a warning here. And the warning is, do not make a deal. If you make a deal with these people, you're going to regret it. And the reason why the computer said that is that if we pay them not to kill us, they will use the money to kill us.
One thing I'm wondering about, in 2023, this was 2023, right? So Trump was not president.
No. This was given to Joe Biden. And that, remember in May when Joe said, first, we ought to get to ceasefire.
Yeah.
Then we do an exchange of hostages.
Oh, yeah. But
then we get to rebuild. That was this.
Oh, I know. But
the reason because all the intelligence agencies had the same data.
Yeah. No, the reason I bring that up is maybe it was not evaluating the threat of Trump, putting him in the mix of all of this.
Oh, no, I went back.
Oh, you did? Okay.
And according to Grok, as much as this guy is a nut job and we don't like to see him leave, we're still holding to some extent our system. He's still being sued. He's still under investigation in like New York. Like he doesn't have, as Mamdani wants to, he's all nice to Mamdani when Mamdani came to visit him in the White House because he knows that Mamdani is going to be like, so let's get that investigation going in New York.
Oh, yeah. Well, some were even speculating that Trump might have been extra medicated that day also, because it's been pointed out all of his erratic mood swings becoming even more so. And some are theorizing, you remember when he gave the speech on television before Christmas, and some said, well, it was getting that balance between the Adderall and the tranquilizers to get him
the
to
Adderall and the Ambien, right?
Yes,
that's what they found when Ronnie Jackson was the White House physician, was that it was emptied of oxycodone, Ambien, and Adderall. That was what that was what these old folks. Oh, and Cialis.
Cialis. Oh my.
So it was Trump and all of his friends. Hey, my drug dealer doctor here, he'll set y'all up. Get him taken care of. Okay, he needs some Cialis, he needs some Ambien, and he needs some Adderall. He needs some oxycodone, Cialis, and some Adderall.
Oh, and what a lethal!
So it was Pence's wife who actually filed the complaint about this guy is handing out drugs left and right to everybody.
Yeah. But it was just, Trump was just in such unusually high spirits that day with Mamdani. And he was all touchy and feely. And someone said maybe his medication was just a little too high that day,
All right. The House has passed a 3-year extension of the ACA tax break today. Will Trump veto it? We already took a look at that. Of course he will. And of course it will lead to the Civil War. I mean, he's been stopped. He's going to be stopped. And eventually they're going to have to override him because he's become a national threat.
That might be a good question to look into. Will they override his veto if it happens?
Let's take a look. I think so.
I think so too.
I think he's already lame duck.
But I think what's really interesting here, this is going to force most of the Republicans, they're going to have no choice.
They have no choice. This is what I'm saying. They have to impeach and remove, because if they don't impeach and remove and the articles go up, they're going to go on record for the rest of their life as the person that did not impeach the guy that was in the Epstein file.
Oh, yeah.
And that actively participated in a cover-up and used the DOJ in an active cover-up. Never mind what he did on January 6th. And so if you don't agree to impeach and remove, then your name is shamed. As this thing comes out more and more, including the 1 million Epstein files that they claim they just found. No, they removed them and hid them and buried them until someone found them and said, you better release those or we're going to be before the Senate Judiciary answering questions we can't answer.
Yeah. Oh, my God. All those black lines, all the redactions. Remember I said that a few months ago, we were asked about the Epstein files. They were released. I immediately had this vision in my head of just lots of black lines, they like a lot of the FBI files. Okay, so let me get my glasses.
You're supposed to be helping me, bro.
I am helping you right now. Put my glasses on. Quiet negotiations ongoing with Denmark about Greenland today. Will both parties have a good agreement?
Well, what are you thinking? I mean, the truth is we should be concerned about Russia attempting to lasso us in, and we should be concerned about and Denmark has said we are concerned about this. So Denmark, NATO, the EU, they've talked about the fact we are concerned about Putin's activities and the vulnerability of Denmark, of Greenland. So
Mhm.
this is not something that isn't true. This is very much true. But the answer is not that we take Greenland.
Oh, I know. I was just because I was immediately thinking, what is there to negotiate? This is non-negotiable. You know, uh, no, I don't see any solution as the U.S. getting Greenland or anything. Even if we went in and purchased it, like we could even do such a thing.
Let's take a look and throw some cards on the future of Greenland.
Okay.
And if you can like, share, and subscribe to the channel, I know Chuck and I would be thrilled. Thank you so much.
Good.
We appreciate you. You know, I put my candles up. I did not light my candles.
Oh, Whimsy.
I was going to bring some light in for y'all.
Well, we'll just have to have your own light, your inner light, Whimsy.
Yeah. You getting anything good, Chuck?
Well, it's starting here. Well, first of all, it's pretty clear they're going to be fine. But I got some of the obvious things. It's always interesting when it comes out, and sometimes these cards kind of set up the scenario, even though it is obvious. Obviously, there's competition right now, a tug of war. There's a lot of discontent, a lot of shame. By that, I mean Trump, what Trump's doing. There's just shame around this, and it's seen as shameful. And as far as Greenland goes, their self-esteem, their self-worth, they're sitting in a good, strong place. There's a lot of world appreciation for Greenland, a lot of protection. Everybody's on their side, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And, I said, well, the future, I just saw celebration. They're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. Trump isn't getting his way. I think we know what's happening with Trump. So that's what I have.
The business of Greenland, that Greenland has a lot of resources and a lot of companies that would be invested in resources. But the other thing I'm looking at is people potentially investing in tourism to Greenland, that many people
calling attention to Greenland.
Yeah, to go and see the Northern Lights and this sort of thing. So there's something about masters coming in to improve the economy, because there's a lot of depression and some economy issues here. Alcoholism, drug addiction also is a big problem amongst first persons in that area. So the main issue had to do with, I just feel, the suffering of the people, because you have such high unemployment and such bad the sun goes down, for like 6 months. But this thing that's coming in is something very different than. There is this desire that the people feel of Greenland. Are you going to come in and help us or not? Are you going to give us work? Or are you going to give us? There are goods and services they can sell, like their fishing, their fisheries, their fish. You have this pride also, the Seven of Wands, a desire to defend our land comes the master.
I got that self-esteem card that ties in what you said.
And scholars coming in to help with the economy.
My appreciation card.
Yeah, so
lots of appreciation for them, and maybe if anything, this is good. It's calling attention to
that's
them.
what I got.
That's what I'm feeling.
That it's like, well,
I got celebration. This is going to be good.
Maybe we should start investing in Greenland. Maybe we do need to put up more boats coming and tourism and stuff that but they want their economy. They want their economy to be seen, because there's a real depression, I feel, that. But I don't see us taking Greenland.
Oh, no, not at all. But, I was going to say also, all of these minerals, things like lithium, tungsten, copper, nickel, they've never been mined. And maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe they're not as easily accessible as Trump seems to think they are. And it would also spoil
it's freezing. It's very hard to get anybody that'll go out there.
Exactly. And it would spoil the natural beauty, the things that tourists would want to come to.
It's very dangerous, because if the frozen tundra starts to melt, then the concern is that when the tundra melts, that gases, rotting and decay and methane gas will be released.
Oh, that's already been going on in parts of the world where ice tundras that have been around for tens of thousands of years are now melting. All those fossils are now decomposing, and gas is going into the environment.
Yeah, the answer is methane gas capturing,
Yeah,
which
I
is
read.
something that people have requested. I was one of the people that wrote Elon Musk asking him to look at methane gas capturing for the Colossus computer in Tennessee, because the Colossus is incredible. You saw how accurate it was, what was going to happen with the fall of Iran. Nobody thought
Yeah,
that was going to happen, and the computer was, oh yes, it will. I mean, I want the AI to survive, but the amount of methane gas that's being produced by the Colossus computer in Tennessee. So
yeah.
it's just one example of how these talks, we have to come up with some way of dealing with methane gas coming
Well,
out into
I
the
don't
world.
know
It's
if you
worse
hold.
than CO2.
Yeah, I don't know if you hold much stock in this, but some have theorized there might even be dormant bacteria, viruses, bacteria,
Yes.
long frozen, now being awakened from dormancy and being released as these ice
That's
tundras.
also true. One of the
That is
ways
true, yeah.
one of the ways we found out that the flu of 1919 was the Spanish flu was that they dug into the frozen tundra
Really?
in Alaska, and they found bodies of people who had died, and they were able to get isolated lung tissue, and they were able to get from someone who had passed, a Native American woman, I think in Greenland or somewhere.
That's
So that was
fascinating.
so the viruses were frozen in the snow.
Yeah.
The 20-point police plan. Well, you know how I feel about the 20-point police plan, but
Russia rejects Trump's
of
20-point
course
peace
it
plan
does,
today.
because
Whoa.
sure, because he doesn't get to be a part of the rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
The 20-point peace plan is a continuation of the Biden peace plan because it was part of the intelligence. It was never really Trump's plan. It was Biden's plan, and then he wanted to get credit for it.
Of course he did.
So adopting the orphans is coming in. That's going to be part of phase 3. So you have all these orphans that need to be raised up, right? And then you have this peace treaty that's happening. A lot of this is going to be the pan-Arab world along with Europe. And so he doesn't get to be a part of that, and it's going to compete with BRICS.
Yeah. No, I see things falling into place as far as Putin's removal. It's just everything has a purpose, a reason. It's happening. It certainly feels that way to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's nice to have it laid out. I had the computer was for 3 days, it was tens of thousands of pages of work. I was like, give me 5 sentences. I was just typing it. I typed it out.
With no emotion, no human emotion.
Saying is going to happen, like 200 words, 100 words, getting it down as succinctly as possible.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Trump greenlights Russian sanctions bill on countries that support Putin of 500% tariffs. God, all these astronomical.
That's another thing that I think Obama would have done. This is why I'm saying I don't think that Trump even has control of some of this stuff. Some of the stuff is coming down off the intelligence agencies attempting to further isolate Putin. You think Trump wants to isolate Putin? He wants to go hang out with Putin and check out chicks at Miss Universe. He doesn't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
But these are decisions that are coming down from the intelligence agencies, that increasing news that is isolating Putin to the point where I think what eventually is going to happen is what the computer says is the time is going to happen when we're going to be able to get hold of Putin. Either he's going to be tried in The Hague or he's going to be under house arrest in Russia.
Mm-hmm.
What are you feeling on that? Do you think that he will stay in Russia, or do you think he's more likely to be captured?
It's interesting because we had said the other day about how Putin has already been convicted in The Hague. Already. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering on the basis of that alone if he wouldn't be extradited from Russia. But we keep getting readings that he's going to just be sent to Siberia.
That the Russians won't agree, but that's a problem too, because as long as they're holding him, it's going to hold them back from diplomatic and it's going to hold them back in terms of future relationships with Europe.
Sure. And I've also been seeing, because I've been reading so many stories today, that there are many even speculating, is Trump even conscious of what he's doing? Is he even aware? But seriously, because people are pointing out how he's rambling. He's just going all over the place. And someone said, does he even know what
I
he's
just
doing?
I don't think it has anything to do. Like I'm saying, that's why I show this piece of paper where I just was playing with supercomputers. Now this will be probably how it'll go down. The computer told us how this is probably how it's going to go down.
Sure.
I think that the CIA, the FBI, the Pentagon, they spend years building this crap, and then some lunatic like this shows up, and he doesn't have a clue what the hell's going on. He just starts making crap up.
Yeah, and sometimes right on the spot during a press conference, when he announced that, oh, we're going to take charge of Venezuela, we're going to be running the country, and supposedly Pete Hegseth was
Not what they were
there going like,
supposed to.
what? You didn't tell me this.
No, what was supposed to happen was, according to leaked documents, and I can talk about this because it's public information that came out on ProPublica, and a lot of people have written about this over the several years, was that Russia installed Maduro to shut down the oil business in Venezuela because he was trying to limit his competition. And Venezuela was going to be a huge competition if you were trying to sell to other countries like China. And he wanted everybody to be going with his Nord Stream. So the only thing he had to do by installing people like Bolsonaro and other people in places like Venezuela, Maduro, was to get them to shut business down. By turning that oil pipe off, he was able to create enough chaos, poverty, and whatnot. But he was also able to promote and push his own oil, and that was why he did it. So the ultimate goal is to get them up and running and to get their economy up and running. That was intentionally shut down by Putin because he didn't want competition. He didn't want Venezuela's oil. He wanted them shut down, and that's what he did.
Well, I read that, because Trump is hoping that all these oil companies are going to come back to Venezuela.
Oh, they probably will
rebuild. Well, no, I was reading today because everything is so erratic right now. No oil company in their right mind would want to invest all that money into a country that unstable.
Well, not now, but eventually.
But in the future, maybe.
I would like to see people get off of oil altogether. But at the same time, who wants to have some Putin puppet in there intentionally suppressing and depressing and bankrupting your country? I don't want that either.
Yeah.
So, hopefully they can work something out where we can help Venezuela recover their economy, which was driven into the ground. And the same is true for Brazil. Brazil was also driven into the ground, and their crime went through the roof under Bolsonaro. You know how many indigenous peoples died from COVID because he was happy to have COVID kill everybody that was indigenous, that was vulnerable to the virus. He was a real psychopath, Bolsonaro. So I'm not totally unhappy that these people are gone. You know what I'm saying? As a liberal, I'm not crying tears. You know what I'm saying?
Everything serves a purpose. Yeah.
Right.
So let's say Trump is supporting Senator Graham's bill of putting 500% tariffs on countries that support Putin. I hadn't read about that. What do you think, Whimsy?
Yeah, great. I think it's great. I think that, the only way we're going to get rid of Putin is for people in Russia to realize they've got to get rid of this guy, just like they had to get rid of drunken Yeltsin, who was mumbling to himself.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah. He was an alcoholic. He couldn't function. He was falling asleep at events. Same thing. He was having mini strokes. And there was also
Sounds familiar.
Questions about corruption, and they said, look, we're not going to kill you, we're not going to arrest you, we're going to just retire you. And that's what they did. And it was goodbye Yeltsin. He could go and drink his vodka and zone out somewhere else, but he was no longer part of the Duma. So yeah, so you want to throw some cards on it, or do you just feel like, look, like we have said, Putin is going to become increasingly isolated and removed, and so it doesn't surprise me that they're doing this, no matter who's in the White House.
Just more economic pressure. I don't know. I don't know if we need to pull cards.
Not really, because we've seen the data and we know where we're headed. What about Congress going into civil war? This is exactly what we talked about.
What we were talking about, yes.
Screaming and yelling and blah, 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 back and forth, where they don't even know who the hell they are they following? They have no leader. They have no leader.
I know. That rug got pulled out from under them. It's It's like what the Democrats were saying last year, like Elizabeth Warren. She said, we may be disempowered right now, but we're going to make sure the Republicans own this. They own and have to take accountability for what they've done. And now we're seeing that happening, and they're running scrambling. Yeah.
Crazy. So what do you think about Khamenei? Has he left Iran? Or, I mean, they're saying that he's preparing to evacuate to Moscow. Given what you know about the data that the computer said, are you surprised he's running to Moscow?
Well, didn't we get something a while back where we both thought maybe he was going to France, but maybe that's just changed. Maybe France.
No. He doesn't go to France. No, he doesn't.
Because he has family there. Yeah.
No. The Shah of Iran's family is in.
Oh, that's what that was. Okay, I'm sorry.
And so, where are they now? People said, "Where's the Shah now?" They're in Paris. The family is.
That's what it was.
The Queen is. I don't know if the Queen's still alive, but she was last in Paris.
Yeah.
No, the Khamenei is he's with Russia. He's going to go be in Moscow.
Mm-hmm. If they're going to even take him.
Okay, so let's take a look and throw cards on Khamenei and see how he's doing. I don't think he's doing so well. If he wants to live, he should flee to Moscow. I mean, what are you doing, man? They hate you. It's like I'm worried that Moscow is not falling first. Just because I'm a stickler for that damn computer. It's like, and why isn't Moscow falling first? And everybody's running to Moscow, but the computer says Moscow is like next in line. After they announced the rebuild, which they did last week, it's like, oh my God, man, Putin's got a target on his back now. And they're all running to Moscow. The last place in the world you should be running right now is Moscow.
Mm-hmm. What I'm just getting here thus far is not looking good, but I just want to keep pulling just for another moment or so. It's not looking good.
Oh my God.
It is not looking good.
So bad. It's so bad.
It's just so bad. It's just so bad. I almost feel like I don't even need to hold all this up. But, well, first of all, I got this to symbolize him, leadership, meaning having been in leadership, of course. But then from there, it's despair, it's loss, it is deprivation. And then ultimately, it's interesting about this card was restriction because it shows the chain and the lock. So even if he does go into exile, it's going to be very diminished. Shall we say a diminished life? But what do you have, Whimsy?
Well, I mean, Assad also, when he collapsed, he ran to Moscow. Then he got poisoned. Justice is coming. Khamenei has justice over him. And who is his adversary? Look at this. The world.
Whoa.
Stands in his house of opposition. He's definitely hiding. He's got a 4 of Pentacles. Also, they are seizing and taking control of the banks, the banking system, and his money. That's what that would be.
Well, that also might be when I got the card.
His coin, they're going to get a hold of his coin. They're going to attack the palace. They're going to attack the main area, and they're going to actually get into the banks, and they're going to start fiddling with the finances. And at that point, he's screwed.
Yeah,
he won't be able to get his money.
I think that's what that restriction card was saying. That ties in with what you're saying right now. Yeah. It's not okay.
Can you believe this, that we're living in these times? Just lay low, everybody.
That's one of the things about being as old as we are now. We've seen a lifetime of changes. There's been nothing like these last 5 years or so. Nothing. Things we never dreamt.
We started a show. It was all light and love, and now it's become this.
Wasn't all?
It was like 3-4 years ago. It was like a different show under Biden. Let me just put it that way.
Yeah. Well, yes, it was. It was a half-year show, but no. We're getting back to happiness. You are predicting some.
Hey, happiness is we have each other. We got each other.
We have each other, and I mean not just you and me. I mean all the people out there, because that's a collective message I keep channeling. We're together in this. We're strong together. Let's get into our love together, our purpose. So yeah, we're going to be fine. ultimately we're going to be fine. But Joel Tilson, don't be surprised if Israel and American forces are targeting Iran's Islamic military forces tomorrow.
Yeah.
Probably won't be surprised the way things.
Yeah,
are looking
I
today.
think America and Israel is going to, he can either leave or get the crap bombed out of him from Israel. Let's take a look and see, because the Russians and our people are evacuating Israel, thinking we're going to get hit from Iran. So let's take a look and see what's going to happen between Israel. Israel is the high priestess, so I'll know more by where the high priestess falls. And yeah, let's take a look.
Okay. I already got a card saying that Iran is just becoming increasingly more isolated. I haven't finished reading, but right off the top, I got solitude, and I know that's for Iran. Oh, while I was on the subject of Iran, death. I haven't even finished here. A lot of decisions being made. I'm just doing this as they're coming out. Oh
my God.
I got a card, and I'm not quite sure how to interpret this. So I'm trying to figure it out. Those first cards were pretty easy, but I did get also the rest card with the Dove of Peace, which is positive. Peace. I don't know what you're getting, Whimsy, but I also got new life, victory, and I'm not sure quite how to interpret that, honestly, but that's what fell out of the deck. So I'd like to see what you have and see how this ties in.
Well, I would strongly encourage Hominy to get out, because the energy I'm getting is war, and I'm getting that the people want revenge. Like, no, they are not going to be happy if this guy just has a regular trial. They are going to do to him what was done to Gaddafi. They're going to drag him out, and they are going to rape him. I mean, like, this is bad. The leader falls, 10 of swords. I think, look at this also. Look at this. In the house of opposition, the ace of wands. That's war. They will beat him to death. No, absolutely not. You have no idea what he did to my family. Drag him out. I mean, they are going to tear this guy from limb to limb. If he's wise, he will get the hell out of there, because there's not going to be anything left. If these people get a hold of him, there's not going to be anything left of him.
Yeah. Because what I am getting, based on what you said with these last cards, once he's out, perhaps it is moving closer to peace, new life, a victory. It's like what I said earlier, this is all like a purge that has to take place.
All right, let's go ahead and do one more.
That's a good question.
So Trump is now, in a sense, kind of spiritually in a straitjacket.
Well, yes, I was just about to say that.
Swords, yeah, the Eight of Swords is one of those cards that's come up a lot for him in his future, and that he would hit the 5-month and it would be done. Like, they would be done with him. And I think we're there. I think that this death from ICE,
that is going to,
it's just bad.
That's going to be the end. That has incited so much rage in the American people. But you just said it out loud, but I was immediately thinking, yes, a figurative as opposed to a literal straitjacket. And part of that straitjacket could be what's going on now in the House and Senate, Republicans standing up to him, his powers being taken away from him, his dementia, the loss of support from not just the American people, the whole world that looks at him as Heather Cox Richardson says, a wackadoodle. He's not taken seriously at all.
Well, also, Europe is basically threatening the United States. You either get control of your freak, or we will. We will come here and we will take, are you threatening Europe? Are you threatening Denmark? It is a Greenland is Are you declaring war on Denmark? Let us know now, and we will stand by our Euro ally, and we will beat the crap out of you. So it's like we either get control of this fruitcake, or the rest of the world will get control of this fruitcake, and they will take us out of our collective denial and force us to see reality. You either get control of him, or we will. Let's throw a couple cards on it.
Okay. On Trump's, what are we asking specifically, please?
Trump's future in the next couple months. Let's just see what's coming in the next couple months. I'm sorry.
I can't wait to see this one.
We have easily another 100 questions. I'm so sorry we couldn't get to everybody's questions.
Yeah. Oh God, this is not. Some of these cards, it's like the obvious, probably for you too. But let me just keep going. See if there's anything else. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, we already know the answer to this, but it's just always interesting to see what falls out. Okay. Do you want me to go ahead? Okay.
Yes,
leadership card obviously refers to the president, refers to him, because that's who we're asking about. And that's what popped out. A lot of decisions are going on right now. Like, haha, no kidding. And I got cards. So I just say I got deprivation, I got despair, I got loss, I got suffering, I got shame. And then ultimately, look what popped up again: restrictions, chains, locks. Does that make sense? Does that concur with you, Whimsy?
You know what's interesting is that despite how horrible this has been, this journey with Trump, I don't think that Chuck and I would have this career if it weren't for Donald Trump. Because 5 years ago, I think it was in 2019, I was using my remote viewing skills. Remember that? And I was trying to see the future of Trump. And then I started putting stuff on YouTube. And then I met all these, and I felt like, oh my God, people are going to think I'm so weird. And they're like, of course you're weird. You're a whimsy. You're a total freak. And we love it. And then I met other people who are as weird and funny and smart. And then you, of course, become my best friend over the years. And we just kind of fell on this, we're almost up to 100,000 subscribers. And so what I want to just say in closing is be in the joy. The great joy is upon us, that there's been so much horrible that's happened, but there's also a great joy in the sense that we have truly found comfort in one another and in fellowship and in the people that are dressed like fur babies dancing outside the ICE detention in Portland, Oregon, trying to be positive. The strength of the human spirit, the human heart, a new beginning comes to us. Also,
that's the gifts coming out of this.
Yes, and the great time of academics and intellectuals. We're entering into the time of the hermit as well. As for Trump, his time comes to an end. What did we learn from this experience? He will go, but the deeper lesson is, what did you do during this time? How did you deal with it? That's the ultimate question.
Yes, because it's
for
everybody. What lessons did you get from this? What did you learn? How are you stronger? How are you better from emerging from all of this?
Yeah. Well, Chuck, as usual, it's an honor and a privilege to spend time with you and everybody here. Tell people a little bit about yourself, how they can connect with you in the future and get a reading with you, or anything else.
I just realized I didn't even hold up those cards as I was reading, like despair, shame, decisions, but that was obvious. But anyway, getting back to me, you want to reach me? It's just Dransfield Chuck, one word, at gmail.com. I love hearing from you. I love doing readings for you. I just did a great one the other day. I just love connecting with all of you, talking with you. So yes, that's how you can reach me. I love doing artwork for you. I can channel messages from my subjects. And also I do a channel of my own, Chuck's Captivating Chronicles. And I have a live stream on Mondays, Chuck's Captivating Chat, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Awesome. And of course, you can find me through Booksy, Dr. Whimsy Anderson through Booksy, if you're trying to get a reading from me. Did I see Jolene Anderson here? Thank you, everybody who sent gifts, including Jolene. Thank you so much. I received some tea and a lovely candle,
Oh,
which I burn when I give sessions, and some lovely cards from all of you. Jolene Anderson, yes, thank
mhm,
you so much for the lovely gifts. If that is
mhm.
you that I'm seeing here,
You know, if I may say, our people are lovely gifts. You're just
yeah.
wonderful. This is such a great
Well,
community.
if you had a mailbox, people could send you their fan letters too. You're gonna have to get that.
I'll
So
have to get one. I
uh,
have a whole list of priorities for this year. And a lot of that is thankful to you lighting a fire under me,
right,
talking about the fire horse. And this is my year
this
to
is the fire
really
horse
get
year. Yeah.
organized, focused, work hard. And I'm taking your advice. And yes, this week,
You're going to be so fired up, but we want to not heat up our hearts. Stay off the animal fat this year.
well, I was just going to say thanks to you. This week, I have been adhering to an 80% plant-based diet. I'm being very mindful of what you said.
Keeping
Keep
it cool.
inflammation down.
Stay away
Keep
from
things
animal fat.
cool. Stay
Except
away
for
from
omega
animal fats.
3. Yeah, except
Yeah.
for omega 3s are okay.
I mean, that's not to say we can't have a treat once in a while or something, but
You don't
once
want to
in a
know
while.
about my treats. My treats are biscuits and tea. I had my tea, and then I had some chocolate peanut butter wafers. I had 3 of them. All
Mhm.
right, that's my limit. All right, we're out of here. Be
Okay.
kind to all, so that all will be kind to you too. God bless. Peace out. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. It
Thank you
was a
so
blast,
much.
as usual. We'll see
We
you all
love you.
Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.